While the local JSE All-Share Index rose by 0.3% at yesterday's market close, financial stocks driven more specifically by banking stocks declined by 6.8%. This as the local currency lost significant ground against major currencies, at some point hitting 17.90 against the US dollar.
I suppose financial stocks and specifically banks, are a proxy for the South African economy and the future of the South African economy. So that's really why the banking and the financial stocks sell off, because they are primarily focused on South Africa and really are a bellwether for the economic performance of the country.
South African government bond yields also jumped substantially as market players got jittery about the uncertainty surrounding South Africa's political leadership.
We have seen a bit of an improvement today, but yesterday's movement was quite pronounced. It was a 70 basis point move across the curve. And what that tells us is that there's heightened risk in financial markets. And that heightened risk is a function of uncertainty.
After the initial panic and sell-off, investors have had some time to consider the implications of a number of different scenarios that could unfold, with some level of calm being restored. But of one thing you can be sure: where there's uncertainty, expect volatility.
I think the issue at the moment that even though you have this now cloud hanging over Ramaphosa following Phala, he's still seen as a very market-friendly leader. And I think the question is who will replace him and how will financial markets react and how will foreign investors view South Africa depending on who steps into his role. So definitely a lot of uncertainty while the risk premium is still elevated. But if we do see obviously an exit, I think big volatility and probably a sell-off in South Africa, specifically South African Inc. stocks and a much weaker currency as well.
In the interim, even though the original uncertainty stemming from whether or not President Ramaphosa will resign remains, market players are trying to play the game with a level head, drawing on the benefit of history, which teaches that as much as crisis comes, it also goes at some point.
We have seen leadership changes in South Africa in the past. We have seen big shocks to the currency market as a result of political events in the past. And the Reserve Bank will keep their cool, and as investors, we must also keep our cool. There's no reason to panic right now. It's important to remember to stay the course and remember that markets tend to recover from events like this over time.
Local market players will be eyeing the outcomes of the special ANC-NEC meeting being held today and that so-called imminent family meeting that President Ramaphosa is set to have with the nation, elaborating on his future. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.